Greetings and salutations, it's BiggieJDM, and I don't think I've ever made a video in this setting before. It's always been out and about, I'm always active, but today is a bit of a sad story, to be fair, so prepare yourself. So for those who don't know, we purchased a Mitsubishi Evo 10 at the start of 2024. We went about 3.5 hours to go and get this Evo. We saw it at a certain price and we ended up getting this Evo very cheap. And if you haven't already saw that episode, go back through the Evo playlist and you'll see exactly what happened. But we brought it with a few issues with the gearbox, mainly the SST that you usually get with these gearboxes. But we managed to drive the Evo all the way back to Nottingham. And since 2024, we've been trying to find somebody to sponsor our Mitsubishi Evo build. You can imagine we were just a small YouTube channel and we don't have a finance, we don't have a huge budget, and our channel wasn't yet monetized. So we needed somebody to come on board to help repair our Mitsubishi Evo. It was a chance. You know, we took a huge chance buying this car. And fast forward, Norton Tuning Solutions up in Worksop, who specialises not only in Mitsubishi Evo 10s, but in all JDM cars. I'm telling you, the guy is a legend and he's a genius at what he does. He came on board and agreed to support fixing our Mitsubishi Evo gearbox and get something that was once a dream into an actual car we could drive on the road and take it to shows. So that's what happened. Simon fixed our Evo, and not just fixed it, we replaced so many different parts. The rear exhaust, because it had basically rotten and somebody put it together with a drinks can. We got a full service, transfer box service, drop links, you name it. We had it all done at Norton Tuning Solutions. And if somebody's going to ask me whether I'll do this all again, I'll do it all again, because Simon is such a good guy. Fast forward to this week and we have had a bit of a roller coaster of a week, including some things that were happening privately, which I'm not going to go into because it's not nice. But what happened was, myself and Mrs. Biggie, we were driving in the Evo back from the hospital. Before we got home, we wanted to stop off at a retail park. So I was in the Evo, we parked up in the retail park. Mrs. Biggie went in, I just had to stay in the car. You know, all engine off, car was off, we were parked up in a parking space, quite fine. Then all we felt was whack on the back of the car, and somebody had reversed into my Evo. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. All I heard was whack. And obviously my car's off, completely off, handbrake on, everything. I was like, peeked the horn, what's going on? Because I've never, you know, I'm such a careful driver, right? We've been to so many shows and thank God we have never been involved in any sort of incident. We've always tried to be as visual as possible and stick to the speed limit. Yeah, cool, our cars have got, you know, capacity to go crazy, but no, we want to get there and do things the correct way. This is just a kind of insight to say that it doesn't matter. You don't have to be sometimes being silly or driving crazy on the road for something to happen. I get out of the car, I am thinking, oh my gosh. You know, I'm not sure if you've ever been in a car accident or you've been in a collision, but you know, that sudden like, oh my gosh feeling, that anticipation where your heart just freezes, your heart just starts racing. You get out the car and you're like, what's happened? And you don't want to look at the damage, but then, you know, you walk around and you see exactly what's happened. And sorry mate. And you know, the way me and Mrs. Biggie have been brought up, we believe in forgiveness. We don't go, even though it hurt me, because that car, anyone knows about this journey of this car, it's just been, you know, it resonates with me so much, right? And even now I'm talking with passion, like sheer passion, because of what me and Mrs. Biggie have had to go through, the sacrifices we've had to make to get this car on the road and sorted out. You wouldn't believe So I've got out of the car and I've seen the damage, and I can't go too much into it because it's ongoing at the moment, but you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was devastated, absolutely devastated, because it's not even the beginning of show season yet. We haven't taken that Evo, we've taken that Evo to one show. Like, we haven't hit any big shows in the Evo yet. We haven't unveiled our plans, what we wanted to do for it, and already it's been in an accident. Upon assessment, you can see, you know, the person's driven into it. It's his liability. You can see the paint where it's rubbed off on the actual damage of the car, which I can't fully show you because it's ongoing at the moment, just in case of any litigation issues. But what's happened is, you know, he's reversed into the car. And I don't know how that's happened, because with the parking spaces, there's a curb. So you have to mount the curb in order to hit the car. So I don't know whether did he feel the curb first and then hit the car. I don't know what happened, but all we know is, and this is it, like, you know, if I ever any time I'm in that situation, all right, I always give the person the benefit of the doubt and say, look, you know, this isn't like a everyday family car. This is a Mitsubishi Evo X. I don't want that going on a category register. It's all right if I buy a category car, but I don't want my car that wasn't. It's just going to devalue it, right? So I gave him the option. I said, look, you know, do you want to go through, do you want to deal with it privately? No, go through insurance. And then my heart sank even further, because I know exactly how insurances can be. They can write cars off for the little bit of, for the smallest of things, right? So that's it, you know, had to go through insurance, take photos, and the Evo's just been parked up. And upon everything that's been happening this week, and this is fresh content, this isn't content that's just happened like last year, or this is just happened, right? So the Evo's been parked up, and yeah, the Evo's been parked up, and I've had to send photos into insurance, etc. So this is the deciding factor now, okay? The insurance says they can repair it, and when I saw the insurance cost, I'm like, oh, luckily that's not coming out of Mike, that's coming out of whoever, you know, bumped into it. But I sort of thought, oh, okay. So they're gonna fix it, but I've heard stories and, you know, insurance companies writing cars off for the littlest of damages, and although this is, you know, this is apparent, you can see somebody has done this damage to the car, which I can't go into again, and they say they can repair it, but once it gets there, I don't want them to change their tune. I don't want them to change the tune, because the whole buying salvage cars is a business. Matt Armstrong builds a business off that too, like buying salvage cars and selling them. I don't know. I really hope, if they say they're going to fix it, they are going to fix it. They aren't going to get to the garage and say, oh, no, it's going to be the double the price. And I don't really want to speak into being. All I want is my Evo back. So the guy has come now to pick the Evo up, right? He's took pictures of it. Seems a very enthusiastic gentleman. But, you know, I just pray that I see this Evo again. Like, it's not a joke, it's not a gimmick, it's not clickbait. I want to see my Evo again. I love this car. Like, you know, the journey of this car that we've had, I absolutely love it. And the journey that we've had, you know, we brought it cheap, and we took a leap of faith with this car to get it fixed. And this is why I definitely need it repairing. I know where it's going to. It's going into storage first, and then it's going to the recovery vehicle damage repair centre tomorrow. I just pray it's not the last time I see it.